Hello and welcome to Super Over. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just looking at the latest updates. The Sunrisers have chosen to bat. The match action is going to get underway. And this is match number 33. Somehow, I have always, irrespective of whichever team is playing and whoever is the champion, I have a special soft corner for the Delhi team. Even when they were Daredevils and even now when they're Delhi Capitals. Something about that team clicks with me. Maybe perhaps this was the first team back in 2008, 2009, the first team that I really associated with. I made a lot of friends within the Delhi Daredevils franchise at that time, from the coach, even with the Flares. And I've lived largely in Mumbai and in Bangalore. But somehow this is a team which has always been my favorite. कभी तो मुझे लगता है ये champion बनेंगे, but they have their. I've always felt that they are a team which has always given us champions or future players, greats. Umesh Yadav was just coming to the fore at that point in time, and I saw him at the nets and zoop zoop, and Virendra Sehwag was looking at him and saying, "Wow, this guy's got pace. This guy's got some amount of ability." And he was breaking into the scene. So from then itself, there have been young talent. Rishabh Pant is the latest star. Shreyas Iyer, they've all shown, they've all come to the fore. Somewhere it's always a young team in the mix, and now you've got a senior like Shikhar Dhawan also there. At that time there was Gautam Gambhir. There have always been players who have shown and who have done very very well when they've played with Delhi Daredevils or the Delhi franchise, and then moved on to other franchises and gone on to do better stuff, better work. So current match, I just feel even today, if we look at the IPL points table, Delhi Capitals are just behind Chennai Super Kings, and that too, but same on points. They play the same number of games, same on points. It's a difference as far as the net run rate is concerned. So they've had a good run so far. This is the first time they'll be playing after the break or the interruption. 6 wins and 2 losses for the Delhi Capitals in 8 matches. It's phenomenal. But today we'd have to see whether they'll come good. The story for the Delhi Capitals for me is Prithvi Shaw. Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan both have two different stories. Prithvi Shaw is trying to go back and tell the team management and the senior the international side that he merits a place there. Injury and of course loss of form, inconsistency, all have creeped into this batsman on this player, this batter who's a bundle of talent. Somewhere I just felt that he got a little cocky, and then it's also dented his confidence thereafter, and it's affecting his game. If he goes out, has a good run, also Lady Luck smiles on him, he will then be able to assert himself. But on the other hand, you have a Shikhar Dhawan who was somewhere on the wane and now struggling to continue to maintain his relevance across the three formats. And then he would also want to assert himself and say, at least if I can't play too much of Test cricket, but I am not going to be somebody who you can look away from in ODIs and also in T20s. Somewhere he seemed to be as someone who's getting a little more vulnerable, perhaps not as prolific, although he can on his day win the match, and he's a match winner. Shreyas Iyer, again, another talent. Rishabh Pant, another talent. Marcus Stoinis, another talent. It's just then at the bottom we got Ravichandran Ashwin and Rakshar Patel. They all have various stories as far as the Delhi side is concerned. I may sound very biased compared to the Sunrisers. I've got nothing against them, but it's just that I'd like to talk up Delhi, and I favor Delhi, and I hope they get there among the top four and also perhaps into the final. Eventually, do they win it or not? Don't know, but we'd like to see them do well. It's a bunch of youngsters with some experience thrown in and some wise old men there in the group. But there is something about them which is which, there's a spark, and you just want them to do well. As for his yesterday's match, it's not over till the last ball is bowled. मैं कल सोच रहा था मैच देखते देखते what am I going to say in Super Over, and I'm going to say I would have said भाई Rajasthan Royals have to learn only one thing: catches win matches, catches win matches, catches win matches. This is what you got to remember. But then now it is for the Punjab Kings who have to think कि बॉस एक तो 83 बनाने से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, वो 3 रन जो है उस 3 रन में मैच जीतना और हारना हो सकता है. 3 रन 6 बॉल, पूरा गेम ही पलट गया लास्ट ओवर. Tyagi would not believe it. Sanju Samson would not believe it. KL Rahul would not believe it. They were coasting. They were coasting. And then 2 dot balls. 2 wickets. Deepak Hooda makes a mess of it. He should have just tipped and run. You had a Markaram on the other side. He was there. He would have finished it off for you. But ये glory अपनी personal बनाने के चक्कर में भाई साहब बल्ला घुमा रहे हैं wide full toss और wide Yorkers को. And the first ball was a wide had he not step jumped across the off stump. And the second ball he just couldn't connect and then edged and gone. Khatam. It's just something which is the uniqueness or the beauty of cricket, isn't it? Anything can happen at any point in time, and that's why like I had said, if they get to 185 and it's both sides have batting as their strength, we saw some phenomenal batting. A rub of the green and luck for KL Rahul dropped twice there in his innings. But then it was just a phenomenal performance between him and Mayank Agarwal. But before that, Yashasvi Jaiswal and Lobro, wow, they were just a phenomenal firepower. And both sides had batting as their mainstay. Sanju Samson didn't come good, but I liked the fact that somebody who could be very, very emotive, who can be very, very aggressive, the moment he's become the captain, he's been able to rein in his emotions, think about the game, and continue to show that calm at all points in time. Hoga, 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 hoga. And it was just amazing the way he carried himself. There is a leader in Sanju Samson. It's just that if his bat can do the talking, then as a batsman, wicketkeeper, he will be in that Dhoni mold. I think he is trying to model himself around Dhoni, but there will be a lot more that is desired out of Sanju Samson if he need to break into the international side. But KL Rahul will rue this. He will wonder. And it's also a strong lesson. Something tells me that after Virat Kohli, the next captain will be either KL Rahul or Rishabh Pant. Yes, there will be Rohit Sharma for a certain period of time and he'll be in the consideration set. But one gets the feeling that these are two people who can be groomed as leaders. Early days for Rishabh Pant, perhaps, but maybe a good 3 4 year run for KL Rahul because he's phenomenal talent and he can grow into that leadership role. It's also baptism by fire, this high pressure T20 franchise model that he's following. So that's also there. On the other hand, and I'm glad that this match is happening today. आज तो मुझे लगा match ही नहीं होगा because of this COVID scare which came to the fore. And T. Natarajan testing positive, and then Vijay Shankar also being isolated because he was somebody who came in close contact. Luckily, it's largely the team physio, doctor, logistics manager, and team manager who were the people who were identified as people in close contact. The only other player who came in close contact with T. Natarajan was Vijay Shankar. It's all going south for him, isn't it? After coming to prominence, getting into the team, turning out some stunning performances in Test, and after that, he's flattered to deceive. Many would say he's not lived up to that potential, and he's going to sit out and he's going to be benched. But luckily, the rest of the team is tested negative, and that's why the match is still on. But this COVID scare will lurk. Luckily, most of the COVID cases which are happening because of the double vaccinations and all, it's not very, very serious. And thankfully, that is the case. Let's hope we don't have too many more scares, but it's still lurking. And perhaps internationally and everywhere, we'll have to deal with it. हमको ये इसको मान के चलना पड़ेगा कि ये ऐसा ही होगा. But who's going to win this game today? At this point, both sides look very balanced. You have the likes of a David Warner, Manish Pandey, Kane Williamson. That's a very strong Sunrisers side. And batting first on this Dubai track, if they are able to post anything, above 160, 170, it's going to be very, very big. It's not going to be easy. Sunrisers would let's hope they can shake off this COVID scare. I hope nobody gets the jitters and has this lurking in their head at the back of their head. Look at the Sunrisers team. Manish Pandey, again, a story there. What a fielder he is, what an athlete, what a batsman. But कभी उसको लगता है ना, कुछ लोगों को कभी उनका ड्यू नहीं मिलता. जब मौका आता है तब चौका नहीं मार पाते, पहला बहुत बढ़िया करते हैं और फिर लगता है यार कम से कम इसको 5 6 मैच और दे देते, चमक जाता है. Kedar Jadhav, again, will somebody who will feel that he's been shortchanged and he's been sidelined. So let's see if he delivers there. Bhuvneshwar Kumar will have to now show that he's back into full fitness. He's been battling injury, but now he'll have to come back and show his all-round skills more with the ball. And Rishabh Pant, That's a statistic input that I can tell you. At the end of the 2019 season, Rishabh Pant had a strike rate of 162.69 in the IPL. But that now has dropped to 120.08, the second lowest strike rate of all batters who have scored at least 300 runs in this period. And he's behind Shubman Gill. So a punch rate of hitting sixes, one in every 35.6 balls, is the second lowest among batters behind Virat Kohli. So is there a different Rishabh Pant that we are seeing now? He's trying to mold his innings. Is he going to be able to shore up that strike rate? We'll have to see. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, again, had an economy rate for an IPL season, has never crossed 8 until this season. During the first leg, he went at 9.10 per over while picking up only 3 wickets in 5 games. So he'll want to change that because he's undergone rehab, come back, and after the break, he will now want to show that he can go. He's good. Ravichandran Ashwin needs 1 wicket to become the third Indian bowler to back 250 wickets in T20 cricket, behind Piyush Chawla and Amit Mishra. So both have 262. So Ravichandran Ashwin is at 249. Will that day be today? We'll have to wait and watch. All in all, it looks for a very, very engaging game. Thankfully, COVID has not put paid and not halted the match and the proceedings here. Let's hope we have another good game. I'm looking for a high scoring game and a chase which goes up to the last over, last ball. Like I said, it's not over till the final ball is bowled. Till then, the match should be on. तभी तो मजा आएगा as a fan. If it goes into super over, why not? Bye for now.